He didn't understand that his openness during courtship was spelling love to her in big letters, and that she was being energized beyond words by his transparent talk. Now that he is married, he doesn't understand her need for him to be open, to simply talk to her, share with her. To wives, husbands often appear as mysterious islands. Wives keep paddling around their husbands looking for a place to come ashore, but there is a fog holding them back. There is no place to land. He appears to refuse her access. As one wife wrote to me, he is completely disengaged. It is really difficult being around him. He never talks. I have no idea what would touch his heart, and I really would like to know. It seems as though I am stumbling around in a dark room and the light switch is not where it's supposed to be. Of course, there are always exceptions. I have counseled couples in which the woman holds in her problems, and the man wears his heart on his sleeve. But down through the years, these couples have been in the minority. Generally speaking, men and women follow the pattern I lay out above. See Appendix D. We're in the middle of page 139. Sarah prefers to be up to date on a daily basis. Most wives are like Sarah. She prefers to talk about marital problems on a daily basis to keep the relationship up to date. Sarah feels this prevents any major problems from developing. Throughout our early years of marriage, I really didn't understand what she meant by keeping things up to date to prevent problems. In fact, I often thought, okay, go pee, and then come right back. I often thought that talking about potential problems on a daily basis had to mean we really did have some kind of major marital problem. Through the years, I misinterpreted Sarah's purpose behind the talks. I often felt they were another rebuke for my failure to be loving, so I'd pulled back to prevent feeling disrespected. When I responded to her questions with silence, she would move toward me even more, trying to find out what the difficulty was, and that only made me withdraw all the more. I finally learned what was going on, but until I did, the crazy cycle spun more than it needed to. Now, to keep us on the energizing cycle, I work hard at decoding Sarah's messages, page 140, when she starts asking questions or pressing me for information. I still have that natural male inclination to think she may be snooping, prying, criticizing, or even trying to control me. I am tempted to feel like the husband who told me, "My wife is always prying. I feel like she has these giant claws, the kind they used to open up automobiles to rescue people inside, and she is meddling to get inside me. I need my space. I need my independence. You need to be sitting in a chair." You're in a chair. And you can't have that for one more minute. My wife is always prying, blah, blah, blah. I need my space. I need my independence. I know how this man feels, but I put those kinds of thoughts aside. I know Sarah is not trying to control me. She is a good-willed woman. I know she just wants to connect with me and feel an openness and closeness between us. This is a powerful part of her femininity, why I fell in love with her in the first place. As a husband, you must understand that those feelings of being integrated and thinking your wife is snooping or asking a lot of unnecessary questions are going to come over you. It will happen, but you must stop yourself before you get upset. Think about why your wife is doing this. She wants to keep things up to date. She's moving towards you because she loves you. You matter to her. Beware of becoming embittered. Unfortunately, some husbands can't or won't try to deal with their verbal wives because they fear feeling inadequate and disrespected. One woman acknowledged, "Through the years I came off as the heavy in the relationship, and he always felt when we discussed things it was to fix him, and he avoided our so-called discussions." One man who, along with his wife, was struggling to spend more time on the energizing cycle, wrote to admit that at one time his fear of openness had been a major problem. He said, "I did not reveal myself to her. I stuffed many of my thoughts, emotions, and needs that I feared would lead to rejection if I voiced them. This was cutting her off. I believe this is an abdication of my responsibility. I have known for many, many years that honesty and openness is God's way, but had not really come to terms with it recently.